Welcome to Bay Sunday, everyone. I'm your host, Frank Malico. 4 exciting guests for you today. We are getting musical in the East Bay. We will meet a man that will tell you how to navigate the publishing world, and we got 2 nonprofits helping kids and families alike. But first, we'd love to hear from you if you'd like to connect with us or pitch us a show idea. Just go to our website, cbssf.com, click on Connect, and scroll down to Bay Sunday. Showtime now. His passion is music, and he has dedicated his life to the arts. A piano player turned conductor who knew at a very early age he wanted to do that. He's worked with all the greats, including Leonard Bernstein, and he is now sharing his passion with young people with the Oakland East Bay Symphony. The musical director, please welcome Maestro Michael Morgan. How are you?
It's great. Great to be here. Thank you.
Good to have you. Have you known, well, we were talking off camera, but you said at the age of 8, you knew you wanted to be a conductor.
Yeah, I encourage children to make these life decisions very early, because you have no idea what a ridiculous choice you've made, and so you might actually wind up doing the thing. So I decided in the 3rd grade I was going to be a conductor, and here I am.
Really? If you make it in the 4th grade, it's too late, right?
You're over the hill already.
Well, how did you know? How does a kid in the 3rd grade know? Were you just music just grabbed a hold of you?
I tell you, I was taking piano lessons. I just started taking piano lessons. And I had someone give me the 8-year-old version of what a conductor does, asking what a conductor does, seeing concerts and stuff. And the conductor, of course, gives the orchestra. The beat is his or her main job. And I thought, that is the easiest job I ever heard of. So I want to do that. So I was taking piano lessons and decided I was going to be a conductor. Actually started learning what a conductor does from Leonard Bernstein's book, The Joy of Music. I still have my copy of that with my 8-year-old notes in it for the 3rd grade.
Well, and you work with him at Tanglewood in Massachusetts. Tell us what the great, the minute you think of him, of course you think of West Side Story, but just a musical marvel.
Yeah, I think of him as the greatest mind I ever encountered. Someone who is just incapable of forgetting people. I mean, just really had this phenomenal memory and incredible, of course, musical ability just across every possible kind of music, and a whirlwind of energy. And you almost had to stand back from it to really learn the most from it, because if you got too close to the vortex, you were just overwhelmed by just his.
Is there one thing you took from him that?
Yes, that is the thing that I think. 2 things. One thing is actually how much the conductor is not needed. That is to say, when to get out of the way and let the orchestra just play and not try to be so controlling of everything. And then the other thing is that once you learn the rules, as it were, within a given era of music, once you learn those rules, you can let yourself be free and really inhabit the music. Nobody inhabited music the way he did. Still, no one does. And
you have, you've been all around the world. You've been in Europe. You've been in New York.
I've conducted in the Congo.
In the Congo. Well, yes. There you go. And you end up in Oakland with the East Bay Symphony. Tell us, how did that all come about?
Well, I was at the Chicago Symphony as the assistant conductor under Schulte, and then George Schulte, and then Daniel Barenboim. And I got the call to come audition for the Oakland Orchestra. And the Oakland Orchestra, besides the fact it's a very lovely orchestra, what I really liked was it's in a city that needs everything I like to work on. That is, to work on bringing music to kids. That is, to work on the nexus between politics and music and bringing communities together. Using the orchestra as a community building device where you deliberately program to bring different groups of people together to see the same concert. So you'll never see an all-anything program at the Oakland East Bay Symphony. We're always trying to gather different people together to watch the concert. So that really, we have just an unapologetic social function at the Oakland East Bay Symphony.
And you also have an educational arm where you reach out to the schools. I believe, what, 3rd through 12th grade?
Well, actually, the Muse program is in the schools from Yes, the Muse program actually does go to 3rd through 12th grade, from piano classes through instrumental teaching with symphony people in the schools. And we're not in all the schools, but we try to make sure that if we add a school, like an elementary school, we're also in the junior high and the high school.
So they have a place to go.
So that they're never dropped from music as they go up. And there's music in most of the Oakland public schools. I mean, actually, one of the problems now with getting enough music in the schools is credentialed teachers. Because, I mean, if you were a music student, I mean, it's not very encouraging to go into music education for public schools because so many public schools keep cutting their
It's first thing dropped,
music.
sadly,
Yes.
the arts. Well, you also arrange. I mean, you're a busy guy. You're not only conducting the symphony in the East Bay, you're all over Northern California and the West Coast. We have a piece that you put together. Tell us, it's the Nutcracker that you arranged, right?
Nutcracker Suites, yes, which we did this. I did this for Mark Farringer's dance project. It's a 50-minute version of the Nutcracker for really small kids, because for really small kids, the 2-hour version is already too much.
Yeah.
And so this version is wonderfully danced and gives all the parts of the story that matter to a little kid.
Yeah.
We cut out all the stuff that doesn't matter
There
to
you
little
go.
kids.
Some of us big kids like that,
Well,
too.
never mind. And so then, as they get older, then when they get to the point where we're saying, oh, this is really short, then we know they're ready for the big kid Nutcracker.
And where was this performed?
This is at Fort Mason, and
Fort Mason,
this year at Fort Mason for the first year. We've been doing the piece for, I think, 3 or 4 years now. We've done the Mark Farringer's Nutcracker Suites, and it's just really excellently danced, and literally eliminates everything that a small child does not care about in the Nutcracker.
There you go. Talk about music as the great escape for not only students, but I know I'd come home some nights and my wife would just be playing Chopin's Revolution or Elton John, and I wouldn't bug her. She'd just go.
Yes, I like both of those people, Elton John and yes. Actually, I think it is not just an escape. It actually lets us dig into ourselves, which is actually not an escape. We're actually going farther in.
Right.
But it lets us actually work out our interior difficulties, because the things that if you could do with music, if you could do through other means what you can do in music, you wouldn't need music. Music is there because words fail us. It goes beyond what words can do.
I got to hold you there. We're out of time, but thanks so much. All the best with the upcoming season.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Pleasure, Michael. For more information about upcoming performances, log on to OEBS for Oakland East Bay Symphony.org. Back with more Bay Sunday right after the break. Stay right there.